Hi, Mrs. McCormick, is Samantha home? No? All right then, tell her I said hi. No. Tell her I said hello. Just have her text me. No. Have her call me. Wait. Have her Skype me. For her beauty cannot be contained by the mere filtration and compression of pseudo-instantaneous communicative freeware, even in its diminished form, Mrs. McCormick, as my shoddy internet connection reduces her wholesome goodness into translucent, wavering, skim-milk video feed. It is enough. Enough to see her out-of-sync smiles and glitchy giggles, the way her face reacts and rearranges a good 2 seconds after I heard what I think she might have said, just to hear her speak, Mrs. McCormick. Her words like deer in the woods at dusk, prancing and fleeting, not particularly discernible from where I stand, but always definitely there. Mrs. McCormick, in this crackling forest of buffering audio, I want to hear the sweet timbre of her voice sparkling out through my shitty laptop speakers like a corrupted Sonic the Hedgehog sound file. Don't tell her that. Mrs. McCormick, tell her that her smile illuminates everything near to it. When I first bore witness to her laugh, I knew where the giggling Teletubby sun baby has set 15 years later. Her smile lights an entire planet, Mrs. McCormick. Her beaming bliss is the pinnacle of the daily religious ritual of prepubescent, cybernetic, screen-embellished humanoids. And I don't know how 4 creatures of such low mental capacity are able to maintain a functioning society, but her solar smirks must imbue within them some supernatural power unharnessable by mankind. Don't tell her that. Tell her her eyes beam bright, Mrs. McCormick. Bright like DVD player LEDs when I'm trying to fall asleep. Bright like modified and properly installed headlights of the asshole driving towards me. Bright like lightsabers, Mrs. McCormick. And she has left my heart tattooed like Darth Maul, and her glances cut through me like Obi-Wan Kenobi. And our first episode together would be so much better. No lamentable child acting. No tangential gratuitous sand planet NASCAR. Think less menacing of a phantom. More like Casper the Friendly Ghost. Just me and her together, Mrs. McCormick. Her affections rich and sincere like Ewan McGregor's dreamy Scottish accent. My heart split in half in the presence and falling, screaming down some metallic shaft as Liam Neeson lay dying in the corner. Mrs. McCormick, do not tell her that. Tell her she makes my heart race. Race like I wish we were right now playing Mario Kart in my basement, Mrs. McCormick, myself in last place, because there is so much more to be found in her face than on a split-screen TV. So instead of successfully maneuvering twists and turns, I surveil the pale plains and valleys of her countenance. Luigi slumps off edges as I soak in her steering and scrutinization. The way her head leans as she drifts hard around a corner. Her conquering smirk as she launches shells at her enemies. Wario, Yoshi, Donkey Kong, all jostled off the track, Mrs. McCormick. She knocks them over like champagne glasses at a table of overreaching preschoolers. Mrs. McCormick, your daughter spills drinks with toddlers in my heart. Don't tell her that. Just tell her I stopped by. Thank you.